less than 2 weeks away from the release of the Highlands fishing expansion, and today we've got a little bit more information on the new crop coming with it. Onions. Of course, with a new crop comes new tools, and we've got specialized machinery and new production chains to process this vegetable. We'll start with basically the equivalent of a fact sheet for the onions. Here we can see the growth stages after planting. So we have growth stage 1 on the right, then 2, and then 3, and then growth stage number 4. This is when they are ready for harvest. The great thing is they look very different in each situation, and I'm a big fan of that. Obviously, we also see them harvested, and they are in rows, and we'll talk about that. And you may already know how that works, and that's totally fine. And of course, on the right-hand side, we see them withered. Taking a look at the specs at the top, we've got a 70,000 liter max yield per hectare, which is way up there. We also have an average selling price of $750 per 1,000 liters in easy difficulty. It takes 5 liters of seed per hectare, takes 6 months to grow, planted in March or April, and then harvested during August through September. There's no extra special care or anything like that when it comes to onions. You will seed, fertilize, remove weeds, things like that, as per usual. However, the differences start when it is time to harvest. We will be utilizing some new tools from Highlands to do this. On the front, we've got the Highlands UMR 330 FC. This is a Holland topper, and we'll be able to chop off the tops of the onions themselves. Another part of the FC is the part that actually digs them out of the ground. So kind of digs them up and gets them where you need to do and makes a center swath. On the back, we've got the Highlands UR205, and that is actually what's going to clean the onions. They're pretty dirty. This more or less just takes them and picks them up off the ground and puts them into a nice windrow. By default, it is going to windrow them in the middle, but you can kick them off to the left or the right if you wish. But DJ, they're still on the ground. How do I pick them up? Got you, fam. I got you. So we have two options here. We have the Grimmy Veritron 470 or the Ropa Kyler 2 RK22 harvester. Yeah, both are available with the configuration specialized on this particular vegetable crop. Just like in reality, a potato harvester like the Ropa Kyler 2 can be modified to pick up onions as well. Then we've got a small little processing facility. We have, well, I guess it's a machine at the end of the day, the Highlands AS25. It's an onion topper, specially designed for trimming onions. I guess in real life, this has some special shapes of its blades, and they go super high speed and have a really strong airflow, which basically sucks the tail of the onions between bars off of a vibrating screen, in which they are chopped off and they're backed up and ready to go. As far as Farming Simulator goes, though, they're going to go in one side and come out the other. Neatly cut and packaged, ready to be put in boxes and processed further. In the blog that we got today, we have a title called Salty, Soupy, and Fried. So we can produce multiple different things here. We can produce onion salt or onion soup. Oh, I love both of those. We also have fried onions, which are also an option to make, and you deliver them, of course, to a corresponding factory for processing. This is really neat, and I'll be honest with you, I was kind of expecting us to have one thing to do with these, maybe 2 at the very most. Here's 3 already, at least 3. Well, I guess 4 technically if you're counting bagging them up as well. But let's be honest, if you just want to sell them, which I assume most people will want to do, well, you just sell them. That's cool. In the blog, it says no judgment, but no bonus profit for you. It'll be kind of fair. That's kind of it. I mean, it's a crop and farm sim. It's really not that difficult to wrap your head around. If that's all you were here for, well, there you go. Don't forget the Highlands fishing expansion will be here on Tuesday, November the 4th. You can pick it up right now for 10% off using my code down below. That is a PC code. Doesn't work on consoles, unfortunately. And if you own the Year 1 Season Pass, you already own the DLC. You can download it on release day. Now, if you wanted a little bit of a breakdown when it comes to each screenshot, well, this part is for you. So we're going to start with the growth states and facts section. Obviously, from the left to the right, you've got your stage 1, 2, 3, 4 harvested, withered. When it comes to that stage 4, I like that everything's kind of laying down, ready to go. Visibly, you could tell without having to jump into the field and check and see. Harvested is quite obvious, and withered, well, it kind of looks like harvested, but with nothing on the field. but I'm sure it'll be very obvious once we get in. I also appreciate that they did not list the months down below like they did in previous ones when we saw those. However, we do get to see everything up here. So, of course, we've got our max yield per hectare, the average selling price on easy difficulty, per 1,000 liters, by the way. They don't say it, but it is. Seeds per hectare, 5 liters. Of course, the growth stage takes 6 months. So, if you plant in March, you'll be harvesting in August. And if you plant in April, you'll be harvesting in September. Or if you have a growth calendar turned off, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And that's cool. So, hopefully this helps you out. This may be something you want to take a screenshot of, just to see. Or you can find this on the blog, link below. So I guess kind of in order, at least with the screenshots that we've got today, here's a monosim planter. We have 3 beds, and each bed has 5 rows in it. So that's how everything's going to work. We've talked about it a few times, but that should be a nice little refresher for you. And as far as I know, I think this is the only planter that we've got. I guess we're going to find out soon, won't we? A couple things I want to point out. Just the sheer detail of this. I don't know how they get these to look so good, especially in 1440p. I can't get my screenshots to look this good, and I'm taking 4K. Maybe I need to find out what settings they're using, because I'm definitely not using the same ones. We do got some fantastic setups here with the JCB up at the top. Like seeing that. That's that 2000, by the way. The JCB 2000 all-wheel steer. Very cool. Very excited about that. I was kind of thinking maybe it was an old 3000, but I guess that doesn't exist. So it's a 2000. Ross helped me out with that. Here's the Deutz-Star we're getting. It's just fertilizing the onions is the title of this screenshot. So we're going through and spraying. You can actually see the different beds. So it really looks good. Over here to the left-hand side, you can see the 5 rows, another 5, another 5. It's kind of like they skip a row in between, but that's how it's going to look. Regardless, it's still, 4.5 meters, I think. It's like a 4.5 meter planter, so you will be going through like that. The lines aren't lining up here, and I would be interested to see what this looks like with precision farming and trim lines turned on. That would be very interesting indeed. As far as I can tell here, the sprayer is the base game Hardy sprayer, front and rear, and it's just that new Deutz-Star Series 6 CT something? I gotta remember, 6C? Maybe I gotta go back and look at that. Here we are again, and it is harvest season now. You can see that we're going up and down each setup. I believe this is a 3 meter machine, 2.5 or something like that. Regardless, I think we should be able to get maybe 2 beds in this, 10 rows total. That'll be very, very nice. We don't get a great screen from the very back, but over the summer we did get to see some stuff. And basically up here we are cutting off everything and then kind of letting the potatoes hang out in the dirt. And then once we get near the rear, it's bringing them up, sifting them, cleaning them. You might be able to see kind of here under the tractor where the onions are just sitting there, and then they get brought up, sifted, and then there's a belt on the back, which will go left, right, or kind of split. That way you can drop your swath. And here's the exact same thing, but with the Fast Track 4220 icon coming with this DLC. There is literally nothing else different about this, with the one exception of the last one is a different tractor. Are we in the same field? Nope. I think we're in a different field. Now we get to see one of our harvesters. So this is our Grammy Veritron 470, which is very, very nice. So this is a new thing being added with this DLC. We also have a couple other things too. Like up here at the front, it almost looks like there's a 3-point here. I don't think there is, but I mean, that looks pretty close to a 3-point hitch to me. It'd be very, very cool if we could just take like the front piece of equipment and put that there and then not have to use more than one machine to do all this. I doubt we'll be able to do that, but hey, one can dream. So then we also have this guy, the Ropa Kyler 2 RK22. This one's interesting because this is in the base game of Farm Sim 22. The Kyler 2 RK22 is in the base game, and it is in potato technology. So I imagine that it will now be able to do onions as well as potatoes. However, I don't know if that's gonna be exactly the same with or without the DLC. Obviously, without the DLC, you cannot do onions. It's just not gonna work. So I'll be interested to see what kind of happens with this. Is this gonna be a new addition? Is it part of the base game? Yes, it is part of the base game. So I imagine we'll just have an onion thing, or we'll just be able to do onions. I'm probably making this too difficult. Once we got the onions out, we can bring them here, and we actually have a tipper here on the side. You might be able to tell that. That is tipping them in, and the onions are going up. Yes, this is a flat. It is a flat texture. They do not look great, but at least they have a shadow. Could be worse. So they go in here, and the way it described it is terrifying. So you deliver them to the Highlands AS25, that is this. The onion topper is specially designed for trimming onions. Thanks to the special shapes of its blades and their high speed, the strong airflow sucks the onion tail between the bars of a vibrating screen, after which they are cut off. As a male, this terrifies me. So we're going to move forward to over here at the end, where it's dropping off bagged onions in pallets. Now we can see there are no onions that are going out. My assumption is because they've already got enough over there. I assume that this is going to be, it's going to be a production, but I actually don't know. Because there's only one input, there's only one output. I don't know how this is going to work. Is it a production? I assume it's a production, right? Right? I think so. And here's what they look like afterwards. So we've got our pallets in here. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe 10? Maybe 10, maybe only 3 or 4. I'm not sure. These bags are hard to follow at the end of the day. Regardless, we've got everything in here. This is the Lizard Dragon that came with the base game and is mainly used on Tampantai, at least for marketing purposes. Over here, it makes sense that it would be here as well. They have trucks very similar to this in Scotland, so I'm not surprised to see that here. Does look very good though, doesn't it? And the stuff, man. We got the stuff. So in here, we've got onion salt. We've also got onion soup. Fried onions are in there too. Plus we have our regular onions. So all of the stuff, I believe that is from left to right. So onion salt, soup, fried onions, which they call it crisp onions. You can zoom in right there and see that crisp onion. Then we've got the regular onions over here. We do have better screenshots of all of these, but yeah, there's our onion salt. I know we have garlic salt, but I don't know if I've ever had onion salt before. Soup. Yeah, it says soup right there. This is cool, man. Oh, yeah, and the train in the background, too. Probably, I think quite a few people will miss that. But yeah, train. So let's talk about it. Right here is our onion salt. I don't think we can zoom in to see the facts. I feel like for onion salt, that is too many things. Onions and salt, and maybe a little bit of dirt should be the only things. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Here's our onion soup. We've got 3 pallets of them on the back of this, and judging by that, I'm going to guess we had only 3 pallets of onions as well, because all the pallets are the same size. Nonetheless, FSR, I'm not sure what that, Farming Simulator Reserve? Not sure we'd be having soup for that, though. And here's our crisps. So, Broth and Kin Family Soup Business. Although these are not soup. Those are the fried ones. And lastly, another screenshot that irritates me because of how beautiful it looks. This is just delivering the onions. Again, I think this is what most people are going to be doing. Just delivering them, dropping them in the grate, they disappear, and then someone gives you money for them. That's fantastic. Look how shiny those wheels are. I'm so jealous that looks so good. So there you go. We probably talked more about onions than you were expecting to hear today. Man, oh man, we're getting very, very close. Highlands fishing is going to be here sooner rather than later. We're also probably only about a week or so away from getting to see this for previews. So definitely get subscribed. That way you don't miss anything like that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. Again, don't forget, November 4th, when the DLC releases, you can pre-order now. You get 10% off. Link down below is PC only. Console players will be paying full price for it. However, I think you may be able to pre-order it on Xbox, especially if you've got Game Pass. You might actually get a little bit off there. Additionally, if you own the season pass for this, you will get it. You already own it. It's full free. Again, I'm making this too difficult. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.